All right, welcome back to the throne room.
Back again. Have they been introduced yet? I know it was on the Patreon episode.
It was on. So we had a Patreon exclusive episode, and so if you're a patron, if you are a producer or an executive producer, you got to see that episode. But this is the new co-host for the show. Introduce yourself.
I'm Josh Pink. I've been a reoccurring character.
Yeah, he's been on the
this
show
little
quite
podcast, but now that we're both here at A&M,
Yep.
I'll be on here regularly with y'all.
So he's on the regular show now. So if you're wondering what kind of moves the show's gonna make, this is it. This is what you get.
This was your big investment.
This is the biggest investment I made. Not the equipment.
Not the new table.
The new table that was like $40.
We'll talk about that.
We're not gonna talk about it. So my name's Alex King. I'm your host, and this is your co-host Josh Pink. He's got access to the social media accounts. Go ahead and plug those.
Mine or?
No, you idiot. No, it's okay.
We'll talk about it.
We'll talk about it. We're not going to talk about it. Go become a patron and see the bonus episode. We talked about Christmas lights. We talked about Iran. We talked about Conor McGregor. Veganism. We talked about stupid baby names.
Parents naming their babies with names that belong to full-grown adults.
Yeah, like Craig and like Suzanne and Sheila. Why would you name a child that? How do you look at a baby and just name it like Bartholomew?
Yes, this right here. This is a Curtis.
This is definitely a Curtis. Smells like a Chad. Okay.
No, we talked about that too. What came first, the Chad or the Chad?
The Chad or the Brad. Yeah. So anyway, I needed to get a few things off my chest on the sports side, and then am I sort of like the sports half, and then you're sort of like the pop culture half?
Yeah, what's happening?
Peanut butter and jelly.
We meet in the middle and talk about it.
Meet in the middle and talk about the whole spectrum. So we're gonna talk about sports first on the show. Then we're gonna talk about. We wanted to introduce a new segment on the show. It's called Twitter Top 10. We're just going to go on trending page and just see what the world is talking about. Because, listen, I hate Twitter. Twitter's retarded.
But you love it, too.
I love it because, some of the stuff is funny, but some of the stuff just, it's so dumb. People are so stupid.
That's like the new newspaper, though.
Yeah.
Everyone used to have the guy, the little kid on the bike, little Timmy throwing the newspaper at the door every morning. But, we don't need that now. Everyone has Twitter. Yeah,
so we'll get into that, and then whatever you wanted to talk about, we'll go into it. So, anyway, if you listen to it should be the last show out for the public. I was wrong. I was right and I was wrong because the 49ers beat the Vikings, so I was right about that. A clear statement victory for them. Jimmy Garoppolo did his thing. But I was wrong about the Ravens. I said that Lamar Jackson was going to absolutely continue to poop on people. And he threw 3 interceptions. Well, he turned the ball over 3 times.
Jesus.
He did have, a good amount of total yards. But as a quarterback, kind of the big thing when you touch the ball on every single snap is kind of not to turn it over. So you didn't do that, Lamar Jackson. I'll have to be honest with you. You kind of dropped the ball. No pun intended. Also, Derrick Henry took Lil Mark Ingram, and said, "Hey, I'm the real Heisman winner from Alabama. You had your thing, but I'm the big guy now." And because Mark Ingram's the running back for the Ravens, Derrick Henry, and they both won the Heisman at Bama. So Earl Thomas was talking a lot this week leading up to the game about how Derrick Henry's he's a big guy, but we have a mindset that we're just not going to let anybody run over us. We're just big tacklers. Let's be honest. Hall of Fame defender, Hall of Fame second, Hall of Fame safety. Guy's a beast. I'll be honest with you. He got babied tonight by Derrick Henry. Absolutely babied. He got turned into a lead blocker for Derrick Henry. You got stiff-armed by one of the biggest running backs in the NFL, and you just decide to run with him. You got pooped on. So I was wrong. I want to be honest with you. I was wrong on my prediction. Shout out to Derrick Henry. Dude's an ugly man, but he's a beast. Have you seen Derrick Henry?
He's a big boy.
He's an ugly man, but he's a brute. So I'm still gonna say that the Texans are gonna lose, and I'm still gonna say that the Chiefs are gonna win. So that's my predictions. We'll see how it goes. We'll see what happens in the coming days. Twitter top 10.
I'm gonna start with that dog video that we're talking about. Yeah.
So man, listen here. So I see this video early in the morning. If you haven't seen the video, it's a homeless guy, and some
three animal rights activists just descend on him.
Yeah, so this guy's minding his own business, and these were they from PETA?
I don't know if it's PETA specifically. I know it just said animal rights activists and like.
So it very well could be just like woke people on Twitter that have like post a bunch of retweet stuff. Yeah, retweet a bunch of stuff about animal rights, which cool. I'm all down for the animal rights. But they go up to this poor man and just take his little dog away because malnourishment, whatever you want to say, like not being treated right because the dude's homeless living on the streets, right? And the dog is like visibly, like audibly upset. It's barking, yipping. Yeah, you're taken away from its owner, and you're just.
Well, it's not just that; it's a traumatic situation for a dog just getting tossed back and forth.
Ripped out. Yeah. And so the dude, obviously you can tell that he's very weak. He can't really. He's trying to run after these guys and trying to like pull them away from his dog, and he can't really do it. He's not very, physically fit, obviously. So it's very sad to see this man try to protect his dog. Yeah. And so somebody quoted it, and the first thing I saw was a white dude, and you're probably wondering why race is relevant, but we'll get to that. So it's a white dude, and he said, yeah, this is the epitome of human history, like how people can take a dog and save a dog rather than and leave a human on the streets, right? So then I'm like, okay, I'll see that point. I'm not gonna like give because
Yeah.
Couple like 3 posts, maybe 4 posts down. It's this chick on Twitter, and
some white people stuff.
Yeah, she was like, white people always be saving the dogs while leaving the people in the streets. I'm like,
some white people stuff. And I was like,
yo, the homeless dude's white. Is he the one taking dogs out of other homeless dudes' hands? Like. Why do we have to make crap about race that has nothing to do with this color of your skin?
This was just human decency. Yeah, that was the only tweet about the video I saw, and I remember scrolling through in all caps, white people.
Yeah, dude, it has nothing to do with race. Like, are you trying to get like political points? Yeah. Like, you think you're gonna be more woke on Twitter if you? Come on, leave race out of it, man. Like, why? Nobody cares.
Like most homeless people take better care of their dogs than they do themselves.
Yeah, because they have to provide.
Yeah, like I was in Colorado, in Denver. If you haven't been to Denver, Colorado, there's a pretty insane homeless population. Like they all set up in the park and live together. But he had like 5 or 6 dogs. Yeah. And you just crowd around him. That's how he's keeping them warm. Wow. But they all looked fine because they were like short-haired ones, and you could see them. And none of them you could see their bone or anything. Mm-hmm. A couple of them were pretty fat, and then he's pretty skinny, so he's obviously feeding them before he feeds himself.
Yeah, man.
It was like I guarantee you the dog will be taken care of first.
Yeah, for sure. Think about, the human like. I guess we are nurturers to some degree, like just inherently,
or at least some people.
But, yeah, I guess that's right.
Well, we all want something to, like, work on. And for some people, that's a dog. They want to work on taking care of a dog.
Right. And so I'm saying, like, to some degree, if some people are aware that some living thing is dependent upon them.
Yeah.
You're not just going to want to just not, like, you're not just going to want to feed yourself first. You got to provide for this thing.
Yeah.
Whether it's a child, whether it's a dog. So it's like, no matter where you are financially, I feel like you're going to want to do that. And for these people to come and just, like, take this still, I've never even heard of that.
Yeah, I know. I was like...
I feel like there's paperwork you got to do.
I was looking for, like, the little, like, MTV logo on the bottom for this to be an episode, like, some prank, like, Comedy Central on the bottom. It's just, like... Or some vlog where they just prank people in public. And I was
was this in the United States?
I don't know. It might have been in, like, England or, like, some European country or something.
Because I'm thinking, like, okay, isn't there an actual, like, federal organization that takes care of stuff like that?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's, like, stuff for that.
Yeah, so, like, you need to do paperwork
No,
And
no,
you
no.
can't
You
just
can't
take
just
the
rip
dog
the dog out of
away.
someone's arm. That's
No,
called theft.
that is called
And kidnapping.
And where do those people take the dog?
Yeah, what were they gonna do with it? I'm gonna take this thing to the dog
I'm
pound.
gonna feed it.
I'm gonna
like-
take it, feed it, and I'm gonna take it to the shelter, and
Like-
someone good will adopt it.
Good job, dude. Great. Now, I mean, I can't imagine. You know, you already have nothing. You know, like imagine you look forward to going home and like sleeping with your little dog.
Yeah, you've been out on the street all day trying to make your money, and then you just see these three guys and where's the beat or no?
Yeah. I mean, I can't imagine like the sleepless night that man had to deal with because, you know, he doesn't have his companion anymore.
You know what? Like my real question about that video is if like they set out to do that, or if there were three people on the street and all of them logically in their mind were like, let's take that homeless dude's dog.
Yeah, they had to draw up a plan. And what did the whiteboard look like? Like, okay, here's our main goal. We want to take this dog away because animal rights. We need to feed it. And so you're going to go on the right here. I'm going to come on the flank.
They're doing plays.
You're going to throw a flashbang. Yeah, I mean, it's like they have a whole thing. It's insane. So that really, it didn't make me mad because I'm not going to say that like stuff on social media makes me mad. But it's like, wow, people are really dumb.
Well, you know, and then there's like, what do you do in that situation when you just see like three people? Like, obviously there's the guy that's going to be filming it because it's got to go up.
It's got to go on Twitter, yeah.
And I think like a couple of people stepped in, but it's like, what do you do in that situation? Like, are you really right about to like get arrested for some like?
Well, what would you do if you saw that in public? You know, would you like stop it?
Yeah, you'd have to like verbally break it up, but like that's one of those things that like you can't physically get involved because if like the police end up having to show up for some reason, oh, you're getting in trouble because you're part of it.
Yeah,
it's like,
yeah. I mean, if I'm in that situation and you know somebody's stealing this homeless man's dog, I'm gonna get upset.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna be happy about it. And I get it, animal rights, you know, I'm cool with that. I'm not saying that like animals don't have rights, and I want every dog or cat to have like, at least if they're domesticated, to have, you know, I want them to be taken care of. But stealing it from any owner that's not cool.
Yeah,
because who's to determine what is and isn't like suitable for a dog?
Yeah, because you
care
can get a dog living in the nicest 2-story house in the suburbs,
and you can
and then old
beat
man,
the turd out
the
of
dad
it.
comes back, he had a bad day, and he just gives it the mean old kick, and it's like
just punts it across the living room. And was you gonna come in there and steal that dog?
Yeah, no, that's the dog. Well, if any dog, that's the one that needs to get taken care of, not the one that's.
White people aren't gonna be doing that.
No, that's not white people stuff.
That's not white people stuff. White people only do it to homeless people. So it's insane. But yeah, so that's ridiculous. Don't put race in stuff that it doesn't belong in, because that's something that I just absolutely can't allow. It's disgusting, is what it is.
The next thing that came up on like a similar like activist topic was Joaquin Phoenix. He got arrested at a.
Oh yeah.
It was an anti global warming. It was called a fire drill. It's like an anti global warming to raise awareness for like all the fires. Mm-hmm. And he got arrested. I don't know exactly what happened or anything, but like
you're just making ruckus.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, but like, what could he? Was he like going full Joker mode? Like,
yeah, man. Oh, that's a good thing that I've been wondering. You know how like the Joker role is like cursed.
Yeah.
You know, like even from who's the first one? Like the old cartoony one.
Oh, I know who you're talking about. I don't know his name. That was before our time.
Yeah, he's some Hispanic man.
Yeah.
But he said that role is cursed, and that was like when they weren't making it dark.
No, yeah, it was all laughy.
And then Nicholson. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Nicholson. He said the same thing. He dealt with some stuff. Obviously, Heath Ledger, rest in peace. You know.
Yeah.
And then so. Jared Leto is Jared Leto. That doesn't really
him
count.
Getting the role was the curse.
Yeah, that was the curse. And so I'm wondering, I almost like want him to like have something. Obviously, that sounds bad.
Not in bad, but like
I want him to like, because I want the Joker role to continue to be known for like, yo, it's gonna mess you up.
Yeah.
Just because that it adds more mystery to the cat. It adds more like, whoa, this dude's really.
Well, you know he like dislocated his knee doing the movie, right? Mm-mm. Like there's like this scene where he's in a back alley and he's just like kicking this trash can,
Yeah.
And they use the cut of it because he hits it and then he stumbles down and hits the deck. Yeah, he broke it. He dislocated his knee in that scene kicking it. And
I didn't know that.
The best part is they're just filming it and they're like, I wonder if he's okay. They're like, no, just keep rolling, just keep rolling.
Well, that's happened a couple of times.
Yeah.
Like in Mandingo. Not Mandingo.
No.
What's that movie?
Django?
Django.
Oh yeah, he broke the
In Django,
Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah, he slams his hand down and he cuts his hand on a glass and he just like smears it over this chick's face, and it's real blood. That wasn't in the script, so that's happened. I'm sure that's happened more than once, but yeah, I didn't know. It's probably because he was so skinny. He was malnourished.
That might have been.
I mean,
You know, speaking of Leonardo DiCaprio, it was on. I don't know if it was on Twitter, but I know it was on Daily Mail because I watch that every day.
yeah.
They Do you see he rescued some guy in the middle of the ocean?
Leonardo DiCaprio?
Yeah, so he was just cruising around in his yacht, and some guy got, something happened with his boat, and it got shut down, so he put out a distress signal. So imagine, you put yourself in this place, you're wrecked at sea, and you're waiting, you're like, oh, the Coast Guard's going to come get me, someone's going to come get me. Leonardo DiCaprio pulls up in his private yacht and asks you to come aboard. you think you're in the movie or something.
Wow.
Yeah, so he rescued this guy at sea, he responded to his call, and it's like... That has to be the most unique experience. I would talk about that till the day. That would be my thing.
Oh yeah, man.
But yeah, back to I don't know what he exactly got arrested for.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's there's all this protest going on now.
But it seems like, if the Joker role really messed him up, I could see him kind of going crazy, maybe a little bit.
Yeah.
It's possible.
I don't know. The only video I saw him was on the stand talking about it.
I saw that.
And
yeah.
he was being Joaquin Phoenix and everything, but he was I don't know if do they just arrest everyone and break it up or something.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Obviously it's a terrible thing that's going on right now, but a violent protest, is that going to stop the fire?
Yeah.
Is that going to stop the fire? Is that going to put it out?
Are they out there with Molotov cocktails just throwing it into
Starbucks?
They're
doing that. They're throwing bottles of alcohol in the forest, stupid people.
Well, they're arresting all these teenagers in Australia because they were the one they were accidentally setting fires.
And you know what? You
It
know what's
starts from the
stupid about
dumbest
that?
stuff, 'cause,
You know what's stupid about that
what?
though? All the people on Twitter were saying it was because of climate change.
Yeah, no, it's because some little Australian teenagers.
Arsonists, yeah.
He's out in the back smoking a cigarette, and he's like, "Phew."
Yeah. No, so literally that
Happens in California all the time.
that entire continent is up in flames, not because of global warming, whether you believe it or not.
It snowed in Texas. It snowed in San Antonio today, and pretty cold to me.
Oh yeah. But it's because people are dumb and don't know how to, take care of their fire.
Yeah.
They're arsonists now.
You live in a dry place.
Oh,
You can't just drop
Oh yeah.
your cigarette butt in the ground.
That stuff's gonna catch, and now the whole I know you saw the aerial.
Oh yeah, no, it looks
Dude,
like the Black Ops.
I've
map.
never seen anything like that. That's insane. But yeah, anyway, it's not because of this new global warming or climate change. It's I don't know.
This is people being dumb, and then
Yeah.
but everyone's got something to scream about, and it's what is sitting there screaming at people walking on their daily life do? That's what that should inspire you to go political and find a way from inside to make the change.
Yeah. I guess they're saying that to raise awareness
Yeah, and it's
for it.
it's everyone's pretty aware of it. It's
It's
going down. I guarantee
Yeah.
you.
Well,
people
you posted something on Twitter and that you were saying something about earthquakes.
Yeah, well, no, because Puerto Rico, if you haven't been keeping up with it, and I keep up with Puerto Rico, but I'm very woke.
All right,
No.
you're very woke.
It was in less than 48 hours they had 60 significant earthquakes,
Wow.
and getting power knocked out. That's like losing Xbox connection every 5 seconds.
Yeah.
Your power's going out pretty frequently.
Yeah.
And no one's talking about it. Everyone's either oh, there's a fire in Afghanistan, there's the incident in Iraq. They're you don't get to pick and choose what world scenario's happening.
No. Yeah, it is true. And then they'll get mad at you for not reposting it or not liking that picture.
Oh yeah, no, I should have put retweet this.
Retweet this.
To
you would get one.
retweet this, and I'll give $1 to a Puerto Rican.
Yep. It's because their house is, doesn't have power anymore. But but I feel like there's way more stuff that's going on that we don't even know about.
Yeah, the stuff
know,
happens every day, but
Probably
like
stuff in Haiti, you know. I mean,
stuff happens every day, but like if it doesn't fit some kind of because earthquake, they don't have anything to do with climate change.
Oh.
But if it doesn't fit some kind of agenda, it's probably not going to make the news.
arsonist,
Yeah.
Well,
If you can't spin it some way, it's not going up.
dude, talk about how people were saying that the fires were because of global warming. There was like propaganda being put out.
Oh yeah.
I mean, Greta Thunberg was out here saying that
The end
the
all be all.
Australian fires were, because if this, like they were saying, climate change is right now. Just look at Australia. Okay, those posts all got taken down, right?
Yeah.
Because the arsonist got arrested, and so it's like, dude, obviously this is BS.
Yeah.
I mean, not obviously there is some evidence to say that climate change is a thing.
Yeah, like it's not like
But there's equal and opposite evidence to say that it's not. I mean, the Arctics are melting, right? All the glaciers are melting. The opposite side of the world, the other pole, is gaining ice mass. That's from NASA. That report came out like late last year. So, I don't know. I don't know all the answers. Obviously, I'm just saying there's evidence for both sides.
big militaries have had like this weird obsession with like the Arctic Circle for the longest time.
What do you mean?
Like there's definitely like Russia invaded the Arctic Circle at one point. There's like some documents about it, like way up true to the North Pole. There's like something up there. It's like a weird conspiracy I've like just recently dipped my toes into.
Really?
But there's like binding laws about like how you can't go there or something. Like you can't like invade it.
Really?
Yeah.
From who? Like the EU or?
I don't know, something like that. I'm telling you, I just started looking into this. I saw some little thing about it the other day, but there's like stuff up there, and they got like that seed vault somewhere way up.
Seed vault?
Yeah, it's where they like keep like there's like this vault in like the Arctic, and they keep, or it's like some northern country, and they keep like stoves and troves of like every kind of plant.
Oh, okay.
So that like if it would happen to go, something happened to it, they could just replant it and restart it.
Yeah.
So people think there's like more to it.
Dude.
But then like the Nazis had some obsession with like North Pole, but then of course they were dipping their toes into everything.
Yeah. They got spread out too thin.
How do you think Hitler's budget was? Just like, do I invest in witchcraft this month, or do I invest in aliens?
First of all, I mean, the guy didn't really have a budget.
Yeah.
Because
he
was under the assumption that world total mass world takeover means I have total mass world funds. You know, he wasn't worried about making budget cuts. But I never heard about. Do you remember which Transformers was it where there was like a like Megatron was frozen in like the North Pole or something?
The first one. Yeah, it was the first one.
Yeah. Maybe it's Megatron. Maybe it's Megatron. Or from Man of Steel, there's a Kryptonian ship
that's just gonna go up there and hijack it.
It's the Fortress of Solitude. Maybe it's up there. I don't know. What would you think? It's alien stuff?
I don't
know. What does the conspiracy lead you to believe?
If I was, I don't know. They like, because you could easily put something up there. Like we have the technology we're starting to build on Mars and stuff, or send stuff out to Mars. We could easily have some secret utopia in the north where like the most like unlivable place is, and that's like where the world's elite meet. It's like close vicinity to everyone that like is influential. They can all just go up there.
Yeah. So, you know how they say there's like there used to be underground societies like Atlantis, the Mayans had underground cities of gold. Could be that. They could have like an underground sort of, society where they all go meet. I mean, maybe that's where they moved the Bohemian Grove. You heard about that?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe that's where they moved it. Because when Alex Jones showed up and he was like, "Hey, I got video of y'all now," they had to be like, "Oh shoot, now we're gonna have little YouTubers."
I'm just like imagining him like in all black, running through the woods with the iPhone.
He was in a ghillie suit. He had to go the whole 9 yards.
Yeah.
Yo, you know how dumb I am? I didn't know that he was like related to Jerry Jones.
Alex Jones is?
You didn't know that either?
No, I did not.
He's related to Jerry Jones. Yeah.
No, that makes a little sense.
Yeah, well, because Jones is such a common name, you don't think about it. So I didn't know that until he was on with Joe Rogan, and he was talking about his life growing up being related to Jerry Jones. And I was like, oh my gosh, then it clicked for me. But yeah, so he's related to him.
That's interesting.
Didn't know that, but yeah. So I mean, I don't know. That's weird. I never heard about.
Yeah, I gotta look more into it. Maybe we'll talk about it. Bring up conspiracy theories on the next one.
Yeah, look more into that.
But there's like always there's like in like the last century, like there's just been this obsession with like military movements into the north.
Well, I think, and I'm not a scientist by any means, but magnetically speaking, there's some interesting things going on at the poles.
They can control the magnet. They can move the planet.
I mean, it could be like on a planetary level, like some sort of singularity with gravity.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I'm not a scientist. I mean, I know the basic kinematics and
the EU is
they're
declaring war on Santa. They want the presents.
That's what it is. That's where they found.
We want the presents.
What if, can you imagine? Okay, this is gonna sound like we're on like copious amount of drugs, but imagine if the United States, the world governments came together and was like, okay, our economic systems are running off of mass consumerism during these months. Okay, which months are they? February, October, and December.
Yeah.
December being the king of mass consumerism in this country because of Christmas and New Year's, obviously. So they all get together and they say, everybody enjoys Christmas. Let's go to the North Pole. We're going to find Santa and his elves. We're going to make Santa our slave. They enslave Santa and force him to make presents. So he's probably like too old. He thought he was going to retire 200 years ago.
He's supposed to be living off his 401k already.
Oh, yeah. He's supposed to be living off his 401k. No. All our presidents in the last 100 years said, no, you will work for the United States and you will have your elves make our presents.
Benefits for the elves.
Yeah. Otherwise, we're not going to make
insurance.
Otherwise, the economy is going to go down in December, and we can't have that because fiscally, the end of the year can't be on the downslope. It's got to be up in the green. That's my conspiracy. You heard it here first on the Throne Room.
Anyways, obviously the big talk on Twitter this week, if you were keeping up, is the whole Iran and the Ukrainian plane thing. Like, that's so interesting. I was interested to see that unravel. Like, obviously, it's a bad situation. A lot of people died for no reason.
180 casualties.
I just remember seeing the initial notification on Twitter about the plane going down. And I was like, my little conspiracy theorist self right there was like, they shot it down. There's without a shadow of a doubt.
Well, they didn't release the black box.
Yeah, well, it was like day by day, like there was more and more of it. Like the next day, they wouldn't release the black box, and then we got the intel about because we had the radar picking up from like a nearby base on like 2 missile launches and then them going off in the area near the plane.
Yeah.
And so they're like, all right, something's off. But then the U.S. was like, hey, Canada, you want to see this? That's when they sent it to that. And then Then Justin Trudeau, he's like, he had to be like, all right, there's evidence that y'all shot it down. And he like called them out in front of the world.
Yeah.
And he was like, Canada wants its answers. And so they were playing the deny game for a while, Iran was. But then they finally, I think it was either earlier today or late yesterday. We're like, all right, we accidentally shot it down. It was a human error.
Accidentally shot it down.
And I mean, I don't think they would have purposefully shot down a civilian airliner. That has to be some kind of human error, because that serves even in some conspiracy viewpoint, that serves no purpose for them to have shot that down.
Other than
unless there was someone on there.
There was U.S. Passengers.
Yeah, but there wasn't.
Well, there was a.
Oh, was there?
Somebody that got married who was on their honeymoon.
I think they were Iranian dual citizens also, though, or something.
Something like that.
But yeah, the only if you have some conspiracy, someone on the plane knew something, but
well, and that's why
gotta be
that's
a
why
human error.
that's why I initially didn't think it was Iran, because there was no real move. It didn't make sense for them to do it, right?
That's why I think from the sitting there, I was like, Iran accidentally shot this. I wasn't like, oh my god, they're gonna pin this on the U.S. or something. I knew that someone sat there and big time messed up and shot down a civilian airliner.
Well, so do you think that they were targeting something else, or do you think that they just accidentally pressed a button?
I think in the moment they were they were firing missiles on a U.S. base, and they saw some plane that in the moment they couldn't figure out what it was.
F-16 and
Yeah, and so someone sitting there was like, I have to react or else this is going bad, and went,
oh man,
let the missiles go, and then
wow.
but and then like all the videos started getting released from the ground. I saw one where it was like the first one they got released was like before the confirmation of like missiles going off, and it was just the plane going down. But
Well,
then
the night you were over for the bonus episode, we watched the video.
yeah, but then it was like 2 days ago, someone finally like on the ground there was a video, and it was you can see the 2 missiles going off toward it, and then the impact, and then it going down.
Good Christ! I mean
But yeah, there is
that's bad.
nasty situation.
That's terrible. I can't imagine. I mean, so yeah, that's tough. And if you know anybody, obviously that was in that, or that sucks. So.
Yeah, but so now they're the leader of Iran. He's like my condolences and everything on Twitter. He's trying to like, put out all the fires. But now they have the protest in Iran, and this whole situation's not over because now like today they start tear gassing the protesters like within hours of them forming. They were like, no, none of this, and they just started putting it down.
Yeah.
And it escalated, so now they've shut down like the Wi-Fi in Iran.
Really?
Like Iranian citizens can't like really communicate outside of their little world.
Wow. They can't.
It's like what they did in Hong Kong.
But yeah. Was there an end to stuff in Hong Kong, or is that the protest still going on?
I think it's still going on.
Yeah, I don't think
know. I
we
remember
ever
I
heard
like
the
stopped
conclusion
following it because there wasn't much progress. It was just like daily fighting.
My ears perked up when LeBron got involved.
Oh yeah.
I was like, dude, you picked the wrong side here, buddy.
Yeah, I know.
You picked communism, pal.
Well, like
never pick communism.
Like a bunch of people canceled their World of Warcraft accounts because Blizzard was siding with China, the Chinese government, because they're like they're a Chinese government company.
Right.
And so a bunch of people canceled their World of Warcraft accounts in solidarity.
Would you? Well, do you think that's like a good move? Would you do that?
Oh, I mean, I don't think I would because to some level, like, yeah, it's a monthly subscription, but like, I don't think the Chinese are using the revenue off my World of Warcraft account to suppress and support communism. So it's just one of those things where like people do like little stuff because they're like it makes a difference, but like
that's like that's like people that's
like using metal straws.
Or that's like not buying that's like burning all your Nike gear because of the Colin Kaepernick thing.
Yeah.
Like, do I agree with what Colin Kaepernick is saying? No. Do I care that Nike sponsors him? No. Nike's already going to have all this money,
That's
bro.
just money down the drain.
Yeah, literally. Okay, cool. They want you to burn your stuff because they know at some point in the rest of your life, you're going to go buy another thing.
Yeah, they're going to...
You're going to forget about Colin Kaepernick because he's really not that relevant. Yeah.
See these new sneakers?
You're going to be like, oh, Ma, can you buy that for me for Christmas? They're making money, dude.
I don't know if you ever saw any videos that like came out of the Hong Kong protest.
Oh, I saw some videos.
I think the one that really stuck to me, there was like, they went and arrested the student. He gets him on the ground and puts his handcuffs on him. And then he like got up, and then the officer goes back and just grabs him and breaks his arm. And then he walks away. And I was like, what purpose did that serve? I was like...
You ever watch Cops?
Yeah.
Dude, there's some stuff. And same with Life PD, too. There's some stuff where I'm like, you shouldn't do that.
Yeah, no, it's like, that dude didn't act up because he was on camera. He just did it to do it for whatever reason, to be brutal.
Well,
but like, dude, cops in Live PD, they'll act up on their camera, and then it's like, ooh.
I mean, it happens without a camera.
Yeah.
Obviously, and it happens very less than 1% of all cops are.
Well, then they'll like talk mess to them because they're on camera. Like the one I showed you where he was like
with always got a flat top and like stupid sunglasses.
Well, no, there was the one where he's like got the chick in the back. He's like, "Are you hungry?"
Yeah.
And she's not saying anything, and he's like, "I'm trying to be nice to you," and he's just conning her into this, and she's like, "If I say I'm hungry, you're gonna say like we'll have a mouthful of shut up or something," and he's like, "You won't know if you don't ask. I'm just trying to be nice. It's your only chance." And then she's like, "Yes, I'm hungry." And then he goes, "We can have a mouthful of shut up." And then she's like, "I knew it. And I'm like, what purpose did that serve? You're just making a bad day worse.
That was just bad. But I mean, yeah, less than like 0.1% of cops are like that, and just are total.
Yeah.
Because police brutality, you can't say that it doesn't exist at all. Because it exists.
You can't.
It exists.
You can't
It's
say
just
there's
like
not bad cops
Yeah,
too. Like,
you can't. Yeah, it's just like you can't say that like racism is 0%, because obviously that's a ridiculous statement.
Yeah. There are
But
people
the
that
media,
genuinely hate
the media would have you believe that like racists are everywhere, and everybody that is white is a racist, and every single cop is a racist and is a terrible person. It's like, okay,
Yeah.
you can't make that claim either. You know what I mean? So
You always feel bad for that, like, one video where the cop's, like, just trying to go to his car after, like, some kind of, like, he's just asking someone questions.
some pink-haired lady on Twitter is videotaping him and calling him a pig. And all
I
that.
saw one, they, like, took a bunch of cardboard boxes. He was,
Mm-hmm.
like, getting a coffee or something while I did. People took a bunch of cardboard boxes and just stacked it up. And he's, like, got to sit there and remove it, and they're just heckling him, and they're like, that's what happens. I'm like,
What happens with what, dude? Like, this guy's got a family, probably.
yeah, I'm like, he's just trying to do his day and go back home. And I was like, and you just got to make it that much harder for him.
Yeah. Well, it used to be a thing where if you get, I mean, this was like a long time ago, but where if you get, they would tell you just have to get, like, your quota is 2 tickets a day.
Yeah.
And as soon as you get your 2 tickets, you can sign off for the day, and you can work overtime, or you can go undercover, or just go home. So normally, I don't know if they still do this, but they would just get their 2 tickets and go home,
Yeah.
because it was on a quota-based system. I don't think they do that anymore, but I don't know. So, yeah, I mean, just gotta leave people alone, man. And some of that stuff on there is kind of crazy. Like, there was one, and this cop shows up at this family on a domestic abuse call, and
Yeah.
really it wasn't even that. Really, this kid was pushing and shoving his, like, stepdad or something. Which, don't push and shove your stepdad, and stepdad don't
You're not my dad.
Yeah,
Don't
don't-
take away the Xbox.
well, don't like, make your kid mad for no reason. And I don't even know what the circumstances is, but it doesn't matter. Anyway, this cop, comes to the house, and he's like, hey, man, this kid's 14. He's like, hey, man, what's going on? Let's talk about it. He's being nice. And, the dad's inside, and he's like, man, my stepdad's F this and F that. And he's, cussing him out. And, he's like, okay, calm down. We're okay. As long as, is he abusing you? Is he, he's like, no, he's just being all mad. He made me mad and all this. And he's like, okay, well, look, you can't, you can't hit anybody.
Yeah.
Obviously. He's being cool about it. So he's walking away. That's it. I mean, you can't charge him on anything like that. Nothing illegal happened. So he's just playing babysitter at this point. So he's walking back to his car, and that's it. They're about to be done. And then this 14-year-old kid has, like, grows, like, the pair of nuts to just, like, start cussing out the cop. And then the cop decides, now I'm mad. And I'm going to go just, sweep the legs out from under this 14-year-old kid and subdue him, put him in handcuffs. And then this kid, now he has the right to be mad because this man just kicked, like, leg swiped you and put me in handcuffs. And now I got a bloody elbow and, like, a headache. Then he puts him in the car. Takes him to jail.
Easily one of my favorite cop clips is, it's like a routine. No, they, like, pull in a parking lot and they run this guy's plates. And he's got, like, a bunch of charges, like assault, theft, the dude was like, yeah, he's got just about everything you can get on there. And the guy's like on his phone and smoking a cigarette. He's like, hey, hold on, let me tell my wife I'm getting arrested. And he's like he's like giving her the long route to get to him, and they like get him out of the car finally. And they cuff him, and he's like, ain't they too tight, and he's like trying to just like make a big deal about everything, and they get him in the car. And he starts kicking the door. He's like, and it like moves the frame of it. And so they're like, all right, that's it. And they're gonna like cuff his feet and lock them to the floor.
Yeah.
And he's sitting there and they like pause. And they're like, are you gonna relax? He's like, nah, man, I'm gonna make you earn that paycheck today. He's like, I'm gonna make you work for this one. And he's like, help.
No,
And he's just sitting there like he's laughing. He's having a good time getting arrested.
Dude.
And you can see they're getting annoyed.
Oh, man. I know you saw that video of, man, shoot. Oh, my God. Oh!
You done?
Yeah, probably. I know you saw the video of the dude getting arrested, and he's probably no older than us, but, he's laying on the ground, and, you know, he's making a lot of fun, like actually funny jokes to this
Yeah.
cop. Like, he's like, man, why are you kink shaming me?
Oh,
He
yeah.
has- oh my god!
What, did you breathe in some
I
cayenne?
don't know. I breathed in like Hitler or something.
You got cayenne on your nose.
I'm allergic to anti-Semitism. I don't do that. What on God's green earth is going on right now? Anyway, like I was saying, I got like a whole thing going on with my right nostril. You know what I'm saying?
Or just wants to sneeze the whole time.
Yeah. I think we're good. I think we're all right. That was your list of sponsors for the week, was all my sneezes. Anyway, so yeah, this guy's making jokes. Guy's got him in handcuffs. And he's like, "Why are you kink shaming me?" You know. And so the cop's like, just doesn't say anything. The guy ends up running. You know, he just ends up running, and he's like, "Man, my 40 time at high school was blah 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 this," and the cop was kind of chunky, and he was just messing around. Like, he wasn't like running to get away; he was just running to mess with them. They're in a parking lot, so he's like doing shuttle, like you remember the shuttle?
Yeah.
He's running the shuttle in between parking spaces, and this cop's trying to find him. Meanwhile, the cameraman's just like going back and forth and filming him.
Dude, they're kind of in shape. Like, I don't know if you'll catch a glimpse of them.
The cameraman?
Sometimes when the camera, like,
Yeah.
there's like one, he's like yoked. I can't remember. It's not Live PD. It's like one of the specific ones for a
Yeah.
county.
Yeah.
And it's this huge, bulky dude. I'm like, if I was the cop and out of shape, I'd be like, hey, you go arrest him.
You go catch
throw
this
him.
guy.
Go throw
yeah.
him. Looks like
Seriously.
he could stop a car.
Man, well, you know, on Live PD, they always have the dudes like at like the intermission that have the commentary on it,
Yeah.
and they're always like just ex-cops in like super tight shirts,
Yeah.
and they're just like they're all got flat tops and like, yeah, man, I remember, you know, back when I was a cop, you know, that was a pretty good thing to do, and like, you know, if I'm this cop in this situation, I'm thinking this, and it's like, dude, relax. You know what I'm saying?
That's some good entertainment, though, because that's like one of the few reality TVs that's not like staged.
Yeah.
Like you
No,
sit there and you're
absolutely
like,
not.
that actually happens.
This guy, yeah, especially when the people getting arrested are like, "Hey, man, I'm on TV, man."
Yeah.
You know, we're gonna get demonetized because I, you know,
Did an accent.
did an accent when this person's getting arrested. So let me just redo that.
Did you ever see? There's this one clip, and it's probably one of the funnier ones I've seen. This dude, he's chasing this guy down, and the dude's hauling, but he's like barely keeping up. And he starts telling him like, I'm gonna release the dogs, dude. You stop running, I'm gonna release the dogs. He doesn't have any canine or backup units with him, and he starts like making this fake barking sound. It sounds fake, and the
I
dude
have seen
drops. The
no,
dude
he's
drops.
like under like an RV or he's under something, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he
I have
like
seen
made
that.
it that far, but so he's like, I'm gonna release the dogs, and he's
Yep.
making these fake barking noises, and the dude somehow believed it, and he's like, I'm out, I'm
Yeah.
done.
Yeah. So, y'all obviously have heard it on the show before, at least in the last couple episodes, but right before, I guess, Christmas, I got in like not a weird, because it's happened before, but just like, I guess, for some reason, all this motivation just like flooded to my head.
Yeah.
And so, you know, I knew that I needed to do the podcast again because the last semester I didn't even put one out because I was just, you know, so busy, and I kept telling myself that I couldn't, you know, have time for it. But, you know, I wanted to start it up and get, you know, really serious about it because it's something that could work out if we put energy into it.
Yeah.
And obviously with you helping out when you can, obviously it's a huge thing that we can build. It's going to take some time, but
We're on the come up.
we're on the come up.
this day.
Yeah, you know, so with you kind of helping with the social media end of it and working with your PR background, I guess.
My expertise.
Your expertise in PR and social
Meme account
media.
managing.
Yeah, meme account managing. But I mean, yeah, so I just got all this motivation like, yo, I'm going to be working part-time. I'm going to be taking, you know, 14 hours, which isn't really a lot, but, you know, still balancing it with a part-time job. Plus,
I jumped up with that Spanish class, dude. That's 4 days a week. I went from 12 hours to smooth sound to like 16, and I was
Yeah.
like,
yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot. So, I mean, yeah, so, and then obviously, you know, I had been working out every day last semester, but I don't know. I just felt like I wasn't doing enough. I kind of was more going through the motions with it. I mean, I was working hard. I was getting good workouts in, but I sometimes found myself not finishing sets and not, completing sets. So I was like, I can't, because I'm one of those people that if you have a mindset in like the smallest things, like if you don't, if you tell yourself that you're going to finish this bowl of cereal and you don't finish the bowl of cereal, I mean, by definition, you lied to yourself, and then that mindset carries over into the bigger things, And so it's like if I wasn't finishing the sets that I told myself I was going to do in the gym, then I'm not going to finish my homework. I'm not going to finish the job responsibilities so I just had this whole thing, and I had a week, and then plus this week too, but a real hard week where I was up early. I was working out. Then I would come here, and I have the blessing of being able to work from home. And so I was working from home. Then I was working out again. Then I was eating properly, and I was just getting stuff done. And like this whole motivation kind of started for me. And I didn't even know. I mean, I didn't really talk to a lot of people about it. I mean, I talked to my girlfriend obviously about it, and I obviously talked about it on the show. And it's sort of why we kind of reinvented it a little bit, because I just wanted to put more episodes out, and I couldn't do that by just talking about sports, because I'm not going to sit here and act like I'm Stephen A, or something like that. I mean, I'm not like in the sports industry, but it's something I enjoy talking about, but I wanted to talk about more because I enjoy everything else too. So I know you obviously kind of had the same thing go on.
Oh yeah, like I came into last semester, no longer a freshman, no longer a fish in the corn. I was like, thinking I'm hot stuff. I was like, and so it carried over. Like I was like, the best effort I can give, I'm at right now. So whatever I do is just gonna be, I just touch stuff and amazingness happens, and it didn't happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, I started doing bad in class. I was letting my PT score and workout life go. And so, I don't know, over this winter break, I was like, okay, I can still improve. Like, there's different areas, like financially and physically and in schoolwork, I can improve this semester. So, I don't know, I got the whiteboard in my room now. I'm writing down all my goals.
Yeah, well, I got a good Excel spreadsheet because I have the rest, from last summer till the summer we're supposed to graduate, all, budgeted out. And I'll show you it after the show, and so if you can use that template if you want. But obviously, some of the stuff on there you won't have to worry about. But it's still you can still use it and kind of see where you're going to be at financially. But so that's a pretty good thing. And yeah, man, I mean, there's so much to balance, I guess, that you really don't notice until you step back and say you start writing everything down, listing all your responsibilities and what you can get better at. I think complacency is my worst fear.
I wish I'd had something like that whiteboard in my room sooner, because I'm very physical and written. I need to see what I'm trying to get to.
Yeah.
And just putting in your mind I'm gonna drop to this weight this semester. You have to write that down somewhere. On our doors we have our previous PT score and what we say we're gonna get it to on the next PT test.
Yeah.
And I've seen how that not just me, because mine went up by pretty significantly, but I've seen these people that come in from high school, they do 10 push-ups on their first test, and everything's in the red: push-ups, sit-ups, the run, and then they go to the next one and they crush it, and they're all right, next goal, max everything.
Yeah. Well, they did that study. I mean, this is years ago, but they say, statistically speaking, doesn't matter if you like to learn visually, audibly, it doesn't matter. When you set a goal, you're statistically you will achieve that goal at a higher percentage if you write it down. So, and it's that's something I can get better at too, because I don't write down goals. I mean, I do in a sense of when I budget, I write down where I want to be financially. When we graduate, 2.5 years, 3 years down the line, whenever it is, I'll write that down. But that's years in advance. But I mean, if I if I reach a new bench max, I'll text Alex because I know that she, will want to hear it. Not because like she's making me, want to work out, but because that she'll be proud of me if I reach a goal, and then that in a way keeps me accountable because it's like I want to get 5 pounds more. And there was a while there where like each week I was raising my bench max by 5 pounds, and I kind of maxed out at a certain weight, and I just kind of stopped at it. But yeah, I mean, I think writing down like stuff is like
those like wives and girlfriends that set New Year's resolutions for their significant other. Like
I've never heard of that.
Dude, no, I heard about this from some of my extended family. They're like, yeah, like it's not I want to lose 20 pounds this year. It's my husband needs to lose 20 pounds this semester. That's what he's doing.
Yeah.
And you're like, when did we agree on this?
Ooh, yeah, that's unattractive. Sorry. Yeah, that is really unattractive.
Yeah, I mean, and there's like your significant other should be pushing you to be better, but it's like, here's your New Year's resolutions, honey.
Yeah, 'cause I'd be like, ma'am, no. Are you one of those people that, because I know I am for sure, and this really hit me too, and actually I'll tell a story. So, Alex FaceTimed me the other night.
Yeah.
Which is my girlfriend. She was on the podcast a couple weeks ago, so go check that out. And I answered, and she really didn't say hello. Normally, we'll say like, "Hey, how you doing? Hey, what's going on? Like, what are you up to? I miss you. Whatever. Blah blah blah. You smell nice sometimes." And then she just didn't say anything, and so I literally get sometimes where if I'm not doing anything productive, I'll get stressed out, like mad anxiety. Like I can't, like if I know I've completed every task, I can watch TV, I can do whatever. If I know I have no responsibilities, but if it's like a Wednesday night and I got homework, I got class tomorrow, if I'm not doing anything productive, I'm stressing. I can't just sit down, you know what I mean? So, I was like, hey, I'm going to go work out. I'm going to go do something. I'm going to go work out and then come back and work on the podcast somehow. And, but, obviously it doesn't always communicate that way. And so, but yeah, literally I can't, if I know I have stuff, even if it's like a week in advance, if I know I have stuff, I have to be like working towards it. Otherwise, I'll just sit idle and I'll, feel like a piece of crud.
Like, you gotta do something toward it. That's why, like, I'm on that self-care hype this year. Like, I got like the nice shampoo, the nice.
Oh yeah.
Because that's what you can do in your free time. You work on yourself.
Invest in yourself.
Yeah. Get whiter teeth.
Yeah.
Better skin.
Yeah. Oh no, for sure. And that's something that I just learned too, because you invest, like I've been investing financially in this podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it be the new equipment, the new software for editing, whether it be this table, whether it be paying Josh minimum wage to manage the social media accounts, but a huge thing is like investing in yourself. Like, okay, you got to have nice clothes to meet people at job fairs or networking or and you don't want to be looking like a piece of garbage.
Yeah.
And so I'm thankful that there's people in my life that will go with me to go get a haircut and make sure that I'm looking clean and fresh.
Don't look goofy.
Shout out to Alexandria Ellard for doing that and telling the barber what she wants my hair to look like. I'm not a simp. I just want to look good, and she has a good perspective there. But so it's like that's definitely like you got to invest in yourself, and like also too like I want to start reading.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I'm not a dumb guy. I'm taking like high level math classes, but like still to increase your vocabulary even more, you read for 20 minutes a day.
Learn a new language.
Oh yeah, man. Like that's investing in yourself.
Yeah.
And shoot, I need to figure out how to do that more, but I mean, yeah, so I hope, and I've gotten in these moods before where
this like it almost feels different because like you go into a new year and you're like, oh yeah, this is the year of Josh.
This is the year, yeah.
But no, it's almost like different like that. Like, you get to that age where you're like, all right, it's time to be an adult.
Yeah.
It's time to figure out how to be an adult. Like, oh, I'm supposed to get my flu shots and stuff like that.
Yeah, well, that hit me hard.
You just figure out that you're supposed to like, that you're your own biggest asset.
Yeah. Oh, for sure, man. Like, shoot, I mean, at least after this summer, I mean, when I realized that I am an adult now,
Yeah.
and I'm, completely providing for myself. So all those things, but that really didn't even hit me until I moved up here, to be honest with you, because I don't know, man, because it's like this is the first apartment that I've bought fully, like insurance is all on me, tuition's all on me, so it's like really, I don't know, it's such a weird thing, and it's not even like we were talking about earlier. It's not even the new year.
Yeah, it's
like,
just
if
like
this was in May. And
this own sense of responsibility. Like,
yeah,
if something happens to me, it's not anyone else's fault. Like,
yeah, man,
I'm responsible for me and me alone.
Literally, like if I flunk out of school, like that's out of my paycheck, you know.
Yeah.
And maybe it's that. Maybe it's I don't know what it is, but and I absolutely love it. So I've gotten in these moods before, but it's only for like a week where I'll be like, yo, the podcast is gonna blow up.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm just gonna put all this effort into it, but then I kind of like get on TikTok for an hour and don't do anything.
Yeah, I gotta work on screen time. You know, you ever get those notifications and it's like your screen time report and it's like you were up by 14% and it just starts racking up and you're like, how am I going up this much?
I know, but yeah, I mean, so that's something that I want to get to the point where, because people that are on like social media talking about how I'm going on a social media cleanse.
Oh yeah.
I don't know how I feel about that.
I don't like those because it's like that's limiting yourself almost. Because like yes, there's a lot of like negativity and it's a distraction, but you almost need to like you can't just cut it out entirely because that's still like how you communicate with the world. Like. Mm-hmm. You almost need to work on like what you're intaking on social media. Like, it's okay to be on Instagram a lot if what you're looking at is like productive. Like, looking at memes can increase your like
pop culture references.
Yeah, or your like morale. But like if you're just sitting out there looking at like the dumbest stuff for an hour, or like I know people like so many people care about like I have this many Instagram followers. But, like, if you just have it set to, like, the people that you care, like, if you actually care about seeing, like, because there's people, like, I follow on Instagram, I'm like, I could care less that you went to this place for this holiday.
Yeah.
But it's, like, if you sit there and, like, keep, like, everything you see should be, like, a benefit to your mental health and not a detriment. Like, you shouldn't be pulling up stuff, like, on your timeline that's, like, God, this is awful.
Yeah.
Twitter, Instagram are so depressing. Why do I go on this app? Because then it just ruins your day on something so minuscule as a picture.
Right.
But like, if you just have or like, you'd be like, why do they have such a good life and stuff?
Yeah. Yeah.
But like, if you just cut it out and you have like what you care about seeing on your social media, then it's fine to be on Instagram for a while.
Yeah. The only reason I would ever do it is just to focus on productivity and like self-efficiency. Like if it's becoming such a distraction where I'm not getting homework done, I'm not getting stuff for the weekly show done, I'm not getting stuff for work done that I need to, and my boss is getting mad at me, and it's affecting my paycheck, it's affecting my income, then I would have to have enough self-control to be like, okay, I got to put this away. But I don't think. Maybe I'm not at the place right now where I could say, like, hey, I'm never touching my phone again, because it is how you communicate. It is how you
like you would miss so much info if you weren't on Twitter for a week. Like, if I wasn't this week...
We wouldn't have stuff to talk about on the new segment, so...
If I wasn't on Twitter this week, because I don't watch, like, TV a lot.
No,
like, I'm not around enough to... Yeah, I'm on... Everything I do is live stream. Twitter's my news source, which can be scary, but it's my news source, like... If I don't check the like what's trending on Twitter, I don't know what's happening in the world. And if I wasn't watching this week, I had no clue about this whole like Iran situation
or the dogs being stolen from people or the fires or whatever. So I mean, it's like I used to like laugh at those. Remember people because people in high school did it, and it was like, all right, you're the man, bro. You're the man. Because it was like, but back then, I mean, unless you're like you don't have enough self-control where you're really looking at things that aren't edifying, and it's kind of detrimental to yourself, then that's your own personal thing. I can't say anything about that. But my only thing is if it's like getting in the way of your, like, if you're living paycheck to paycheck, like most people in America are,
Yeah.
you gotta cut it out. You know,
Yeah,
because
you
otherwise
can't-
you
you
can't
can't be
provide for
spending
yourself.
hours at a
Yeah,
time.
man. And you know, I'm at the place now where I'm not, you know, looking at Instagram, you know, because it's like a tick and I have to have it. I'm not there, fortunately.
Mhm.
But I have been in places where I'll be on in the toilet and I'll be on TikTok, and I'm obviously done with my business and I'm still on TikTok, and you know I'm leaning on my legs and my legs are getting red, and my feet are falling asleep. And it's like, okay, I definitely should be doing something
you're
else
done
right
with
now.
Your poo when your toes are.
Yeah,
numb.
exactly. And so it's like, you know, I've definitely been there,
Yeah.
but I haven't been like, this is such a problem that it's getting in the way of my
Yeah.
life. So.
Well, no, like I'm like a little higher than you. Like I'll casually walk around with Snapchat open. But I
Yeah.
think that's just I don't like use iMessage and stuff. I Snapchat people.
Yeah, that's not.
And I
But
think-
that's not a weird. I wouldn't
Yeah.
say that's like a problem.
I don't know. I don't like.
Because I've done
Do
that
you
too.
do you Snapchat or do you iMessage more? Because like for me, it's like I feel like it's a more personal when I like see their face or
Uh-huh.
something or like what they're doing, their environment.
Depends who it is.
Yeah.
If it's
that's
like
true.
you or like, you know, Austin or Alex. Well, Alex, we text and we Snapchat at like the same time.
See, I can't do. I
So-
can't keep up with two conversations. I'm like,
So we've had it to where, yo, this is crazy. We've had it to where we have like a Twitter DM that we're having that conversation.
Yeah.
Then we're texting. Then we're Snapchatting about a whole nother things. We have 3 different separate conversations going on at the
Yeah.
same time.
you know, you like sending memes on different
Yeah,
stuff. And then
exactly.
you know that meme you sent the other day on what?
On what? Exactly.
I don't know.
Yeah. But anyway, so we'll definitely keep you updated on the motivational part of our lives because it is something important
see
to me.
see if it's here next week.
Yeah, it is something important to me, and it's something that I don't want to end. And but in all honesty, I really have to poop. So
The
We're gonna-
sneezing forced it out of you.
yeah, it did. I'll be honest with you. Has that ever happened to you? Where
What,
you're kind of like you
Oh.
can't poop, but then you sneeze and it all comes out.
No, I thought you were talking about like you have to poo at an important time because like the other day I had to like call someone about like financial payment for my classes,
Mhm.
and they were gonna close in 20 minutes, and I was sitting there. It was like I was on hold, and I was like, I can't hold this in, and so
Oh, boy.
I hung up and I
Oh,
hauled
boy.
and I ran back, called, and I got it all taken care of.
Oh gosh.
But that was
man.
like my big gamble of this week was like, I think if I stay on, it's gonna be a catastrophe.
All right. Well, thanks so much for listening or watching. Josh, where can they find you?
You can find me at jpink99 or
Yes.
19, something like
Yes,
that.
It's 19,
Just
I
look
think.
me up.
It's 19.
On
He's
Instagram.
tagged on the Throne Rooms pages too. You know where my stuff is. You know where his stuff is. Go on the Patreon, Patreon / the Throne Room. Welcome to the new admin account. By the
Yep.
way, we're gonna add you to those soon, and you'll also get on the payroll. By the way.
Oh.
So, go follow the Throne Room on Instagram and Twitter. Go subscribe on YouTube. Go to the Apple Podcast thing and go give it 5 stars, and write a review. Doesn't matter what you say. I don't care if you say I'm a good guy or a bad guy. Just write something. You got anything else?
That's it for me.
All right. Thanks so much for watching. Oh, what's our sign off? Did you ever think of
We
something?
still didn't have one
We
yet.
still
What did
didn't
we
think of
What did we
something.
say last week?
We said drink your Oval. No. We
No,
said.
what
Oh,
did we-
we said that's life.
Oh yeah, we did.
We can't take
We
that.
can do. Yeah, we can't do anything copyrighted. Ooh.
But if you're still watching or listening,
We
an hour
still
and
need
6
those
minutes
suggestions.
in. Yeah, I really
that
got
was
to
a
poop.
Patreon episode. They didn't even
Shoot! Put it in the comments on
Yeah.
Instagram what you think.
That's our excuse.
We'll add it to the. We'll ask on the story maybe. Maybe we'll do that.
Yeah, we'll do a little poll.
I love you. I guess I don't know.